Hello everyone and welcome to Laura May Talks. Today's episode will be a bit of a short one due to some time constraints, but I really hope that you enjoy what we'll be talking about today. Now, given that at the time of this recording it is leading up to Easter, which can mean various things for different people, whether you're religious, not religious, have faith, or could be just generally a celebration with loved ones and having egg hunts and things like that. I've really felt like this was the right time, whatever your belief system, to talk about community and connections. So as a people, I suppose we've reached a point in society where our connections are more often than not reliant on having online discussions or messaging or social media posts or something along those lines. Some of our friendships, particularly for younger generations, can be majority or completely online as well. But I think what I really want to stress here today is more about how important it is as a people to have connections and community. So whether it's a small amount of people or a larger amount of people, whether it's a cultural thing or a personal thing that you need it for, we as people are losing sight of that connection and that human connection with people. And I really feel like it's so important not to forget that we as people cannot rely on technology to be our source of comfort, to be our source of camaraderie, to be our source of wisdom and information. Yes, you can get that from the internet, and totally you can connect to people online, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not talking about that specifically today, but I want to encourage you to think about your own community, your own connections, whether they be friends or family. Are the people that you surround yourself with people who are in your corner? Are they people who push you to be the best version of yourself? Are they people who maybe are toxic for you? And I'm not saying this to be like cut and dry, well, they're toxic, let's cut that person out. Sometimes it's not that black and white or that simple. You might have family members who have good and bad in them, and maybe they have had times in life where they've affected you. They've had times where they've actually done good for you as well, and maybe they do genuinely care for you. But there are things in life where we have to be aware of who we keep in our inner circle and who sits on the outer ranks and who is just not invited at all to our table. And I really am thinking a lot about that, partly due to discussions with people I've been talking to recently, my cousin, my friends, not to go into any detail because these were private discussions, but it really, really just struck a chord with me that it is a time of the year, especially as we come together to celebrate or to have a holiday or take time off work or have public holidays, that yes, it's a difficult time for some people, but it's also a special time, and it can be made special by you if you want it to be. And it doesn't have to be what other people expect the celebration to be, and it doesn't even have to be about Easter, for instance. Like, this is not about Easter specifically, but I felt like Easter was certainly an interesting point in the year that we're approaching that really kind of focuses again on connection and community. And who is it that you want to have around you at this time? Who is it that you need to be around at this time? Maybe it's your kids, maybe it's other loved ones that you have responsibilities for, or maybe you have adopted families, or you are volunteering, or perhaps you don't have anyone, or maybe you have animals. It could be anything. Connection and community is about whatever you want it to be. But at the end of the day, as a people, we do need those connections. We do need a sense of community. And if you haven't got that, have a think about what you want that to look like ongoing, because you have the power to create a better future for yourself, even if you're in a tough position of some kind. And I'm not trying to assume that life is easy for anyone specifically, because we all have our own challenges to face. And I certainly have been through some of my own. Today I'm doing very well, I would think, compared to where I have been in the past at times. And I'm so grateful for that. I know we've talked about happiness, and I talked about gratitude recently, and we even talked about grief. And now I want us to focus on community and connections, because your community are the people, or the sense of community, whether it be a location perhaps, and people just happen to be part of that, that help you feel grounded, that help you feel supported, that you can turn to when things are not going well. And hopefully you are there for them too in some capacity, because helping others is just as important as being helped when you can. And that doesn't have to be big deals, as we've talked about in the past episodes. It's about having, I guess, a sense of care for your fellow man. And this is not just talking about men, of course, but mankind, all people, creatures, great and small, as they say. We as a people need to reconnect with each other, take the time to sit down, listen to each other, find people maybe that you've never thought of being connected to. Being friends with people of different generations might be something you need to try as well, and I highly encourage you to do that, because I've learnt so much from people both younger and older than me. And of course you can be friends with anyone of your own age as well. That's not a problem. But in life, you will find that connections will be with various types of people from all over the world, in various circumstances, wherever you were living at the time. But building some sort of community here and there, even if they're not all local, that's fine too. Maybe because we are able to connect online now too, so you can reach out to people and meet up with them in person at some point too, if that's what you'd like to do. But having people out there that you can be there for, and they can be there for you, whether it be just to chat, or maybe it's someone that you go to an event with and they happen to like catching up with you at coffee shops or something, I don't know. But let's build our own community as a people and create connections with people, so that we can be the best version of ourselves and be there for each other. Because the more connected we are, the less alone we will feel, and the more supported we are as a people. And it's not about having to have exact same values or exact same beliefs, but of course it can be about those things too. I'm not saying that's not true, because you might be in a religious community, you might be have a certain faith or spiritual belief, and you might find that's how you build your community. Or maybe it is volunteering. Maybe you're like, I don't really believe in anything, but I do want to have people around me, or I do want to have a support system. And find that. What is that for you? Is it just a couple of people? And maybe you start small. Maybe it is just one other person, and maybe you don't have any people. Maybe you just have some animals around you for now. But start somewhere, and building a community, certainly an important thing for us as people, and something that's been necessary since the dawn of time. Having communities to support each other, whether it be for health, for friendship, family needing to support each other through celebrations and hard times, famine, wars, having people that you're connected with in a close relationship, and building that trust and rapport with people is so important. And even with strangers, sometimes you might find people that you connect with for short periods. Let's reach out to each other if we can, and I encourage you to do that for yourself, and you'll find that life becomes so much more interesting and special just from connecting with somebody, even if it's only for a brief time. And don't let fear be a factor, I suppose, in preventing you from exploring those options in your life. And of course, when I say fear, I don't mean if it's like going to endanger your life. I mean fear as in you're just afraid people are not going to like you or something like that. But if we don't give it a chance, nothing can happen, and no connections will be formed, and we can't find a community unless we are willing to engage with it. I hope that this topic is something that resonates with you right now, and if there's someone you know who might benefit from hearing this, please share this episode with them. And I will be with you guys again soon. I'm going to take a short break from podcast just with the Easter period coming up. I'll make a post about when I'll be back. But please take care of yourselves, connect and have your own community, whatever that looks like. All the best. Until next time, thanks for listening. This is Laura May speaking to you at Laura May Talks. Bye.